Good morning, fellow golfers, and welcome to our second segment on the basics of golf. Today we're going to talk about alignment. But before we talk about alignment, let's just have a slight brush up on the grip as we discussed in the first segment that we did last month. Now, a couple of things I do want to make and stress very important in the grip, that we always hold the club in the palm of the left hand in a natural or neutral hanging position. Now what we mean by this is everybody, when they stand erect, like we said in the last lesson, and the arms hang loosely down from their shoulders, everybody's hands tend to pronate. Remember the word pronate. We're going to use this in later lessons. Pronation means rotation toward the center of your body. We're going to hold it in the left hand, in the palm of the left hand, to where the left hand is slightly pronated to the center, the leading edge of the club, which is of course always the bottom face of the club, pointing directly to your target. Always in the palm of the left hand and always in the fingers of the right hand. Hands have to work together as a unit. They cannot be spaced apart. Also with grip pressure, which is very important also into the golf swing. We cannot really strike a ball or have any kind of success with a lot of tension within the swing. That being the case, we want to hold the club loose enough in the hands to where we have total control of it, but not so loose as to where the club will sling out of your hands. The majority of the grip pressure in a correct grip is going to be with the last three fingers of the left hand or the lead hand, vice versa if you're a left-handed person. The right hand in the fingers, not nowhere near as tight. Going to grip it just tight enough where we can actuate pretty much the lower muscles on the bottom of the left forearm or the lead forearm. Very critical. Lower muscles good, upper muscles bad. No tension. You're not holding a snake in your hands. You want to have total where you can release the club through the moment of impact. Okay, now to alignment. Very, very critical. The alignment is the second part of the pre-shot or pre-swing fundamentals. The grip is the first, the alignment is the second. Next month we'll be doing the setup, which is the third. Now the setup's going to incorporate a lot of lessons because there's a lot of different things in the setup. But in the order of importance, anytime before you ever try to make a swing of the ball, you always get your grip right, get your alignment second, get your setup third. Now, why is alignment so important? Totally worthless for Susie or Joe to hit a perfect 7-iron 150 yards but be aimed either left or right of the target. I mean, it's just any way you look at it, it's still an imperfect shot. Golf is a target game. We're always sending the ball toward a target. Now, why am I standing on a set of railroad tracks? Bob Tosky, very great teacher. I recommend anything you can read by him will be a great book to read. He likes for you to envision yourself as standing on a set of railroad tracks. Now, the outside track, in what he says, is what we should envision and think about is the target line in golf. The outside track is where the ball will be in. What is the target line? The target line is always a straight line from the ball towards your target that you're sending it towards, in an extension of that straight line straight behind you. Very easy way to kind of remember this. Outside line, target line, railroad tracks. All that we're going to do, stand on the inside set of the tracks, which is exactly parallel. Every train track is. Without it, they'll never get very far. We always stand parallel to the target line. The inside track is what we stand on. Now, the way I teach all my beginners, I always like for them to start off with lining exactly parallel left of the target line. If you're a right-handed golfer, of course, it'll be vice versa. It'll be parallel right if you're a left-handed golfer. But we have to be parallel. We start with our feet, equal distance from the target line, both sides. By doing this, we're going to get our knees parallel to the target line, our hips parallel to the target line, and hopefully and ultimately, the shoulders are going to be parallel to the target line. This is the critical part of it, is the shoulders. Now, how do you know if your shoulders are exactly parallel to the target line? Well, you really can't tell per se. Why can't you see your shoulders? Well, you can't see your shoulders basically because your neck ain't long enough. But you can see your forearms. Forearm. When you line up to the target, I want you to make sure when you line up, you can't tell it from this view, but I'm going to show you in just a second. If I was to lay a club directly across my forearms here, they would be exactly parallel to the target line. shoulder alignment dictates plane of the swing, which is half of the direction. Okay, remember that. You cannot see your shoulders because your neck ain't long enough, but you can see your forearms. Correctly set up, it'll look like this. Notice my forearms, how like you can't see one above the other. They're both pretty much directly parallel, which means my shoulders are parallel to the target line. Very, very critical that we do this. One of the main flaws, not the main reason why you slice the ball, there are other reasons, but one of the biggest reasons I see people, beginners, amateurs, slice the ball is because what they do is when they line up with their shoulders to the right of the target line, just as an exaggeration this would be. So in order to get the ball back toward the target, when they start back down to the downswing, they have to throw that right shoulder out and pull the plane back along, get it on plane. Now if you have a perfect grip, well, what you're going to do is going to hit a straight dead left shot. But what most people do is they leave the face of the club slightly open to compensate for this. That produces clockwise spin on the ball, causes the big slice. One of the reasons. There are other reasons that we will get into. We'll dictate probably much when we get into the in-swing fundamentals of the correct way to hit from the inside. Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for today's video lesson. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. My name, of course, I didn't say it the first of the video, is Jody F. Dean. I'm the PGA head professional and teaching professional at Goldsboro Municipal Golf Course. Be glad to help you in any way I can. Always remember, hit the little ball first and the big ball second. So until next time, happy golfing.